Hey there guys, it's Carter Srirac from the Productive Dude YouTube channel, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to build a better to-do list / task management system in Notion. And I've actually created this whole framework in Notion called the Notion Your Way system. And the reason that I created this is because I wanted to find a way that I could teach people Notion that would be understandable across all sorts of different use cases. So when I say this is the Notion Your Way framework, I really mean that, right? So if you want to use Notion for note taking, this will work great for you. If you want to use Notion for task management, it'll work great. If you want to use it for keeping track of recipes or finances or SOPs or goals, whatever it might be, this system is going to work wonders for you. So if you haven't seen the full video that I put out on that, you can check it out. We'll link it as a card up in the corner of this video. But for now, let's get into building this task tracker today, because I think you're going to love this. This is one of my favorite task trackers that I've ever built, one of the best to-do lists that I've ever come across in Notion. And well, let's just get right into it. So starting out, we have just this quick presentation just to show you what this looks like. So on the left side, we have our daily tasks, and we have a template button where we can create these new daily tasks. And this is where we capture, okay? So whenever you have a new task that you need to add to your to-do list for the day, you can just add it right here. And this is a template, right? So not all of this is filled out with my tasks for this particular day, but as you can see, we would want to put wake up, and then we'd want to put the time we'd wake up, go to gym, time, come home, time, just so you're on a very tight schedule. And then once you complete these tasks and you check off whatever it is that you did, maybe you missed a few that day, that's fine. What you can do is you can highlight this entire section, drag it over to past days, and you can create a page based on this day right here. And then I like to associate that page with some properties. So I like to tag my mood for that day, and I also like to give my day a rating 1 to 5, just to give an idea of how I felt that day. And then I can cross-reference that with how many tasks I completed, the things that I did that day, and look back on some of my best days and figure out what it is that I need to do more of or less of, right? So this is the sort, organize, and utilize column. This is the capture column. Now, this is actually going to be a very simple to-do list to build, but it's going to be very powerful. So let's get into Notion, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to build this thing. So this is the task tracker, and if I wanted to add a new day, all I would have to do is say it's January 15th today. So I would do Jan 15th. 2022, and then I would also add a date here for January 15th just so that it can be organized on this side. And then I could put in a little icon. It is a sunny day outside, it looks like, so I'm gonna do sun. How am I feeling? Well, usually I like to do this towards the end of the day just to give an all-encompassing view of like how my day went. And I have these color coded, like some of the negative emotions that I might feel throughout the day would be like red, and then some of the in between, maybe I'm feeling overwhelmed or tired, that would be a yellow, and then as they get better, it's like a blue, okay? And that also goes along with the rating scale. And I'll show you guys how to build this, but I'm just giving you a quick example of how it works first. So let's add a new day. Okay, so let's go day, Saturday, January 15th, 2022. Let's make that all gray. Awesome. So what I would do is I would just edit this so that I would put my ideal wake up time. So let's just say 8 a.m. and then go to gym, let's say 9 a.m. and so forth and so on. If I wanted to adjust this or get rid of any of these, I could just highlight them and delete them. So let's say I wake up, go to the gym, then I get into my focus time, meditate at 10:30 a.m. and then maybe I would have some other tasks throughout the day, just like a few things, right? So let's add some times for those as well. All right, and as I'm going through my day, I'm just gonna check these off. Very simple, right? So let's say we wake up, we go to the gym, and then let's say maybe I am a little bit behind schedule at this point, so I skip meditation today. So what I would do is just strike that out, and then I like to do a red one if it's something that I completely didn't even try to do. But if I did put some time into it, I don't usually do like a strike through. I'll just do like, you know, blue, just to show that I did put some time into it, but it wasn't complete. So like this one, let's just say I completely skipped it. So we'd go red, strike through, and then let's say I got my other stuff out of the way, right? at this point, what I'd want to do is just highlight all this, just click and drag, and then I can drag it into that January 15th day that I created. And when I'm back here to recap on how that went, I could say I was feeling tired, but also happy. And yeah, that would be good. And then I could do 0 cold emails. Let's see, 0 meditation, workout, let's say 45 minutes. Videos finished, let's say I finished 1. And you can have whatever habits in here that you want to track, but for me, these are the ones that I have. And then for rating scale, let's just say it's a 4. And then you can also add some notes in here. So notes go here. Okay, and if we scroll down, you can see morning routine and focus time, and I can also add more to this page if I wanted to. So like, let's say I wanted to add that little divider, and then I wanted to add an image. Maybe there was something cool that I saw that day that I want to remember, or maybe I want to write a quick journal entry right here. So I could definitely do that down the page, and then when I zoom out, we have this entry right here, and I can look back on that day if I ever want to see how that went and I want to recap on the things that I've done. So this is a really good way to keep track of everything, and it's as simple as hitting this new day button to get an all new day. All right, so now I'm going to show you guys how you can build this as well. All right, so we have the capture and create section and this utilize, archive, and track section. So this is made up of this database here, a simple template button, and some information within that template. So let's do this. I'm just going to create a new page, and we're just going to call it task tracker. All right, and we'll go with the check mark, and we'll make this full page because this is kind of a widescreen view. And then we're going to add a call out. Okay, so these are great for titles. I love call outs because you can just put a nice little emoji and it just makes it stand out. So today's tasks, make it bold. And then we can even change the color of this if we want to make it our own. So let's say green, and then I'll duplicate that. I'll grab the side and we'll drag it over here. So now we have column 1, column 2. We just need to change this to sorting, or I guess we could just call it past days. And now over here, what we're gonna wanna do is simply create a template button. So if you hit the slash and then you start typing template, you'll see template button pops up. You can hit enter, and it didn't work, so slash template. Let's try that again, enter. All right, now we can give the button a name. So I like to just make this add new day, or add new to-do list. All right, now for this template area right here, what I'm actually going to do is exit out of this to-do list here, or don't close it, but just start typing in the main area. And we're just going to create our template how we want to see it on a daily basis. So we might go day, month, year, and then down here, I would do slash H3. So we have a nice heading 3. And this can be my morning routine. If I want to make a habit out of a morning routine, I could add some of those daily habits that I want to add here. So all I have to do to add a new task is hit open bracket, close bracket, and that's going to create a to-do item that can be checked off or unchecked. So another way you can do that is by hitting slash and then typing in to do, enter, there you go. Works just the same. And let's say I want to drink water every morning, okay? So I would add those morning habits in here that are going to be consistent no matter what the day is. So drink water, meditate, work out, things like that. And then let's say we go into our work block, okay? And what's consistent about my work block? Well, I'm going to, well, let's make this a heading 3. I'm going to copy some of these tasks. So I'm going to highlight them, hit Command C, and then come down here and hit Command V. Just a little bit of a quicker way to get those tasks put in. So for the work block, we're going to start out with, let's just say inbox 0. And that might be a good thing to put at the end, but I'm just putting it in here for an example. And then next, I could just enter down and we could put other, just so we have some extra spaces for different tasks that we want to add for that day. And then if I wanted to, I could go Command C, then Command V to paste, which it didn't make it an H3, H3 like I wanted it to, but I'll turn it into an H3. And now we'll do a night routine. And there might be a list of tasks that I want to add for a night routine. I could do that. But now we have our template. So what you can do is you can just highlight this, drag it into this empty area. And now if I close this, hit this button right here, it's going to pull up this nice to-do list that's framed all perfectly for my exact day that I am about to embark on. So let's make sure this is under the first column though, because right now it's just spanned across the entire column. I want to make sure that it's just in this first column, and same with this, because as you can see, it was spanning over to here. All right, now we want to create a past days database. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create an inline database for this tutorial. So I'm just going to hit /inline, and we're going to scroll down to the list database inline, and I'm going to call this past days. I can go ahead and delete these pages out of here because we don't need anything in here yet, but I do want to make sure that there are a few properties. So maybe I should add a view. We'll go table, create. When you're first creating a new database, it's easier to edit it as a table, and then I think it's easier to look at it as a list. So we'll start out in table, and I'm just going to call this day. We're also going to create a date, and this is going to be date. So these are going to say the same thing. It's just that the day column is where the date will show up, and then the date is the data that we have behind this to sort it later on. So don't get confused with that, but just create a day and a date. And then we're also going to have some tags. So we could do like feelings. And for here, what we could do is we could just, let's add a page. Let's just say it's January 1, 2022. And then here I would also put January 1, 2022. And for feelings, we could add in a number of tags here. So happy, grateful, whatever you want. Another thing you can do is you can also add some habits in here to track. So let's say that you want to hit a goal for minutes meditated. So minutes meditated. And you could enter that here and keep track of that on a daily basis, right? So now we've got day, date, feelings, minutes meditated, and then you can also add a select column, and this is going to be a rating. So you can do 1 through 5 or 1 through 10. I'm just going to do 1 through 5. And if you want to, you can color code this to make it look a little bit nicer. We could go like red, orange, yellow, blue, green. And that way, at the end of my day, I can add a rating, kind of how I showed you guys earlier. So once we have this all complete, and let's say this over here is January 1, I didn't follow my template, but January 1, 2022, that works. And then down here, let's say we did our routine, we got inbox 0, but maybe we didn't get this other thing done. Then we got a few things done with our night routine. So we missed 2 things. And what I would want to do, again, is just highlight it, hit Command S, I believe, or Command Shift S. Yeah, Command Shift S to strike it out. Command Shift S. And you could always also add the red color if you just want to signify that you didn't get that completed. Okay, and then we're going to drag January 1, 2022 into our January 1, 2022 day. Okay, and if I open that up, now we have this task saved for the future, so we can come back and look at it. We can see how many minutes we meditated, how we were feeling, what rating we gave the day, and we can also see our task list. And like I said, if you want to, you can add to this. Like we could do a divider by hitting the dash button a couple times. And then down here, maybe we could write a journal entry for that day if we wanted to. So maybe 3 things that I'm grateful for today. And then you could list those out. 1, 2, 3, boom. Now, this can be utilized as a list better, I would say. So if you wanted to change this to list view, and then also maybe come over to these 3 buttons here, go to properties, and then change which ones you want to see and which ones you don't want to see. I guess you don't need to see the date twice, so you could probably hide the date over here and just keep the name day column as that. But the reason that you would want to create the second date column is just if you have like multiple days, then what you can do is you can click on this button right here. You can go to sort, add sort, and then you would go to date, and you could change whether you wanted them to be ascending or descending so that you can see them in the order that you want to look at them in. You can also add lots of different things to this, like filters. If you just wanted to see your past days in here that are the most relevant or the most like recent, you could hit add filter. And then let's say we just want to see where date is 1 week ago. So it's only going to show you the days in here that were 1 week ago. I'm going to hit Command Z so that my day comes back. But that is kind of how you could organize this as you start filling this out. Let's just hide that date property like I was saying I wanted to do. We can hide the minutes meditated too. And now we just have our feelings and the rating so that we have a nice view of this on just a regular basis when we want to go and review how our days went. Another thing that you can do is you can click into these days and you can add an icon up here. This can be whatever kind of icon you would like, but for me, I just like to put whatever the weather is for the day. So like, let's say it's sunny, I just put a sun. Say it's snowing, just put snow, or cloudy. And that just gives another metric that I can track, that I can map to my feelings and my rating for the day as well. Once you're ready to start the next day, all you would do is hit new, Jan 2, 2022, add the weather, and now I would hit new to-do list. I would go ahead and I'd fill this out and I'd check things off as I did before. Then we'd simply drag that once it's all formatted correctly into Jan 2, come in here, add how we felt that day, add our rating, and then boom, we've got a nice record of our mood and the tasks that we've completed on a regular basis. So I hope that this video helped you guys out. I really enjoyed making this task tracker, and it's one of my favorites that I've ever created in Notion. I've created a few. If you want to go see some other renditions of this, definitely check out my full Notion playlist where we've been linking out to tons of videos. I think we have more than 30 Notion videos on the channel now, so feel free to binge through those and learn more about Notion. All right, looking forward to seeing you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, comment below, and let me know how you're going to be using this task tracker, and drop a like to help us and to help the YouTube algorithm recommend us. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.